Hey everybody, so I am back with a makeup look today. I actually am going to be recreating the look that I did in the Get Ready With Me video so that you can see step by step what I did and all the items that I used, and I will also be putting all of the items in the description bar so that you can purchase these if you would like. Please excuse my flyaways also, I have to do something about this hair, but we're just going to go ahead and get started and I hope you guys enjoy it. I did almost forget to use this in the other video that I had, but I'm going to be putting this on, and this is the Origins Original Skin, and I really like this because I feel like it keeps my skin matte, but it is also a moisturizer. I usually use this with or without makeup, and as I mentioned, I think I mentioned to you guys, I am not normally like a regular everyday makeup person, just because I feel like it takes a lot of energy out of me. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But for the sake of trying to get into a routine, I have been trying to put on makeup every day. Next, what I'm going to be using is a beauty blender. Now, for the other video that I did, I used kind of like a glittery sponge. I don't even know what it's called, but I did not enjoy using that product. I don't know. I've never tried any of the other ones out there, but today I'm going to be using a beauty blender. I purchased some other ones, but the other ones that I bought were really tiny. I haven't tried them out yet, but we will see. And for my foundation, I am using L'Oreal Lumi True Match. I was calling it the wrong thing for the longest time. Now this color obviously is a little bit dark for my skin. I have not been getting out. I have not had a lot of sun. So I'm actually going to be mixing this color with another foundation. And the secondary foundation that I'm going to be using is Clinique. And this one looks like it's a lot closer, I think, to my color. But what we're going to try to do is mix these together and see how it turns out. So for L'Oreal, this is Warm. It is the shade W6 in Sun Beige. And for the Clinique, this one is 8 Golden Neutral. Now, I have looked up this foundation to see if they offered any other colors, and I've been kind of exploring my options, but I haven't found anything that I think would be an ideal match for me. I'm going to mix these two together and hopefully we will produce a result that is tolerable. We should say that, I guess. So as you can see, I'm just mixing it on the back of my hand. This is still a little bit dark, but I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. I don't think it's too bad. So I think it's okay. I think it's still a little dark, but it's not as dark as it was when I applied L'Oreal True Match W6 all by itself. And I'm also going to be using a concealer to lighten up and brighten up my face just a little bit. So the concealer that I'm going to be using is Shape Tape from Tarte, and this one is in the shade Medium 35N, and this is the same concealer that I used in my last video. I actually prefer and enjoy buying things in trial or travel size just because I find myself usually on the go all the time. Obviously not recently or not lately, but I don't know. I like the idea of being able to grab something and go. Plus the fact that when you buy things in travel size, you're able to use it quicker so that you can buy another type of product or a different color or just try different things. I'm very much a person that does not like to waste space, and I love to try different things. So travel size, I think is a great option. I like this one so far. Normally I don't use concealer. I don't usually use that much concealer or use concealer that often just because I'm usually in in a hurry to just, you know, put some makeup on and rush out the door. But I mean, I have to say, I think that this one is actually pretty good. So now I have the translucent setting powder from Laura Mercier, and I got this as a gift from Sephora. This is travel size, so it is definitely bag friendly. You can just throw it in there and go. And I usually use this with a brush, but I don't have one at the moment. So when I don't have a brush available, I just use my beauty blender and dip it into the powder and set it on my face. And now what I'm going to do is put on my blush, and this is a palette from Sephora. I bought this just because I liked the pink shade. I generally don't use this color, but I use these two, and sometimes I'll use these two together. So what I'm going to be doing is mixing these two pink colors together with the Beauty Blender and just applying it to my cheeks. I think I put a little bit too much on on the back of my Beauty Blender, but you can just use the other side to kind of mellow it out, so it doesn't look too bad in the mirror, but on camera it kind of came out really bold. I decided I'm also going to add some of this light shimmer here to like the top of my cheekbones. That part is done, and now we will be moving on to our eyeshadow. So I mentioned in my other video that I had a new palette that I was trying out, and you may or may not have seen that I tried out these shades and I did not like the color that I first applied. So I had to kind of go over the color that I didn't like and apply something different. This is the palette from Morphe called Champagne Glow. I started out with a matte shade, which is Blanc De Blanc, and it is a light beige color. And I just applied that all over my lid. I mainly wanted the light shade to be as a base for the glitter so that all the other colors would show up. The second color that I applied that I did not like, at least with this combination that I tried out, is the Bubbly Bliss. So I had applied this color to the inner corner of my eye, and I felt like it just did not do what I wanted it to do. So I actually went over that with the Golden Eve. But before we do the Golden Eve, I am going to put on this dark brown shade in the corner, outer corner of my eye. And this one is called Pop the Cork. But I like this just because it has a little bit of shimmer. And I don't think I applied as much of this shadow in the first video that I did. But I really like the color. I don't know what it is, but I've really been into like chocolate eyeshadow and chocolate lip gloss, or lipstick and lip liner combos. I don't know if that's the thing right now, but that's where I feel like I'm at. So that's it for the outer corners, and now I'm going to use that same brush. Of course, I have to wipe it off just a little bit, and then I will be going into the golden brown color, and this one is called Golden Eve. And I'm going to be applying the Golden Eve all the way across so that it blends in with that darker brown color that I did in the outer corner. I will also be using the same brush, wiping it off of course, but using the same brush to dip into Bubbly Bliss. I know that I said I didn't like this color too much, but just to apply it to the upper part of my brow so that there's a little bit of balance. But I'm putting it over the gold and the brown shade because I don't want it to overpower the color. I just want it to complement it, you know, so you'll see a little bit of the lighter shade on the top. And in addition to that, I'm also going to be taking a little brush, another brush that I have, and using the same colors, but to add to my lower lash line. And for the sake of this video, I am sticking with the only two brushes that I had at the time, but you will be happy to know that I did purchase a new set of brushes, which I will be using in a different video. But just so that you're aware, this one is the one that I was using, or this end anyway, is the one that I was using. This brush I will be using for my lower lash line, just this end. This one also is double-ended. And these I bought a long time ago for the purpose and intent of being on the go. So I have loved these. I've used them. They've held up great. And I think that they've just been wonderful. I'm going to be taking a little bit of Golden Eve and Pop the Cork and applying it to my lower lash line. Just so that way it adds a little bit of depth and it doesn't seem so bare underneath my eye. And you will notice that I'm only applying it to the outer corners because I don't want my eyes to be or appear smaller than they already are. This is more or less the look that I was going for. It didn't exactly turn out like that in the first video because I had put the Bubbly Bliss all over my lid, but I absolutely did not like it just because I think that the glitter was just too thick. So we're just gonna curl the lashes, put some mascara on, and add some lip gloss. I totally forgot, and I usually do this before I start putting on my face. I want my lips to have time to be moisturized. And so generally I would put this on, in the beginning, but I'm going to put it on now. And then I'll put my lip gloss over it. But this is the Laneige, I think that's how you say it, I don't know, but I think it's Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, and it is berry flavored. This is also a trial size that I got, and I got this from Sephora, I believe, for my birthday. And I have been loving this. I apply this when I go to bed at night. I apply it in the morning. I apply it after I wash my face, anytime my lips are dry. So I've been liking it. Generally, this is what it looks like on the inside. Generally, I don't like things that I have to like dip my fingers in just because I think it's kind of unsanitary. But most of the time when I do apply it, I find that it's just after I've washed my hands. Like as I mentioned, you know, when I'm getting ready for bed, usually I'll brush my teeth, wash my face, and then go to bed. So my hands are clean when I put this on. And after I do my mascara, then I will put on lip gloss. This lip mask, it moisturizes your lips so well, and it's not like one of those other ones where you put it on and then it gets dry like 5 seconds after. No, it stays on for a long time. It doesn't feel super sticky, but it does make you feel moisturized, so that's one of the things that I really like about it. And this is just a regular eyelash curler. I bought this one, I think, from Ulta when it was on sale during Christmas, I believe. I'm generally not picky about eyelash curlers just because I feel like they pretty much all do the same thing as long as it doesn't pinch me. As long as it's not super complicated to use, I feel like whatever does the job, you know. But I have seen some pretty fancy ones out there, and I haven't purchased any of those just because I feel like that's kind of next level, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment. But yeah. Next, we're going to put on mascara, and this is Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I did tell you guys I do like travel size things, so pretty much everything, almost everything in this video has been travel size because I love it so much. This happens to be a regular mascara. It is not waterproof. I generally tend to use waterproof just because I don't like it when my mascara gets all over my lower lid. Oh, I almost forgot to put on the lip gloss. So the lip gloss that I have is MAC lip gloss, and this shade is Nymphette. I can't see the number clearly. I think it's 303, but I can't see it very well. But it is called Nymphette. I'm not a fan of the names of some of these things, but this is what it's called. And this is on top of the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is pretty much everything that I did step by step. Again, you will find all the products listed below in the description bar. I hope that you guys found everything that you needed and that you enjoyed this recreated look. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Uh-oh. I think I feel like I got something in my eye. I don't know. Oh, my eye doesn't get all red.